Good morning, good morning. This is Michael from the Trading Institutional Order Flow thread on Forex Factory. Hope you're all well. It's the 27th of October. The clocks have officially gone back. I thought I'd start off a new set of videos, but before I say any more about that, I wanted to say a big thank you to all of you who've been contacting me requesting for these videos. It's really been humbling seeing the impact of the videos on a lot of you and of the free thread. So that's been quite encouraging. Over the next few months as we go into 2020, we're already beginning to make arrangements, and I want to get a schedule together for you guys that the videos will be on. And I'm in discussions with the powers that be about how best to do that once a week, twice a week, that kind of thing. So we will see how that goes. But thank you to all of you who continue to share with each other on the Trading Institutional Order Flow thread, where I go by the name AKT. I really started the thread to sort of give back to the trading community. And that's the way it's been. There's a lot of free content on this channel and on the thread. The thread is several pages long now, so take your time reading it. There are lots of useful information from me and other supply and demand practitioners from all over the world. I put in a lot of sort of nuggets in my entries on there. I try to make sure that I give people something when I respond to questions or I look at their charts and I see that there's something they're not getting quite right. Because there are lots of us now, supply and demand traders around the world, and many people have channels. Um, but I always believe it's important that the foundation is right because that's where you build from. If you understand and have a deep and full understanding of what you're doing and especially why you're doing it, why it's like that within our methodology, then you will have more confidence in it. And something else I would encourage you to do, and some of my students have done that now, and one of them was posting his results recently, was that he went back and he back tested a particular time sequence and came out looking, in surprise at the results when he actually tested out with the rules that we give, the results that he got. Now the idea is to now take that and go and act on it, which is always the big leap, isn't it? Take it and then act on it. That's always what I talk to my traders about. So with all these videos, with the free webinars we have every quarter, every 2 months, that kind of thing, I want to give people the information that they need, and then I would like them to go away and test it out for themselves. You guys know, for those of you who've been faithful to the channel, who've been with me from the time it was started, you know I'm a very, very big proponent of trading as a business. And I don't get into this discussion of supply and demand is the best methodology. No, it's not. Elliott wave is the best methodology. No, it's not. um, I don't know. Fibonacci is the best methodology. No. Indicators are the devil. No. You are traders. We are all speculators. We use tools. Just like a carpenter uses hammers, nails, tape, we have tools in trading. A good carpenter is one who is adept at using his tools. We happen to use supply and demand as our primary timing indicator. It doesn't mean we ignore all the other methodologies. You can't know all of them. You definitely can't be a practitioner of all of them. You are all going on a trading journey where you're going to come across different methodologies. Some will make sense to you, some will turn you right off. But getting into this discussion of, oh, people who use indicators are crazy, or they're not, it's a failing system, they're not good traders. That's a lie. That's not true. Because there's no way we can know. There are people who are making money with indicators. I know some of them. So I can't definitely say that Wyckoff trading is useless when I know people who are successful using Wyckoff. I can't say that volume spread analysis or Fibonacci trading or indicator-based trading is useless just because I'm a supply and demand trader and then rubbish everything else. As a speculator, we use every tool that we understand, that we have knowledge of, that we are able to practice. That's why I use that term practitioner. I'm not going to put any tool on a chart that I don't know about, um, that I don't understand how it's set up, that I cannot adapt to my uses, and that does not serve me. That's, I think, where people make the mistake where you have a lot of charts with a lot of indicators, so many of them doing exactly the same thing, and you forget the most important thing, which is price and understanding the psychology of the market participants. So I just thought I would, as we start this new series of videos, that I would set the foundation with this sort of, I hope it doesn't come across as a rant, but I just want to lay the foundation clear that for this channel, we are not into the business of bashing any trading system. Can you imagine if everybody traded the same way? That there was only one trading system that worked in the market? Well, how would we have a market? The only way we have a market is because one person says, I think this is going up based on this and this and this. The other person says, I think this is going down based on this and this and this. And they make a market. If they both agree, who's going to take the other side of the trade? So we need to understand and get this off of our shoulders, get this chip off of our shoulders that our methodology is the best thing since sliced bread. No, it's not. Every methodology has a set criteria for when it goes into action in the market. There are times when it is best deployed, and there are other times when it is totally useless and should not even be used. At those times, the traders should quickly exit the market, stay away, wait for the right conditions, which is always what is often said to traders, that you need to be able to recognize when your methodology gives you a signal, which again goes back to why it's important for you to understand your methodology, have that foundation in place, get the education you need to understand what it is that you're doing, why you're doing it, when a signal arrives, and when it's not the right market conditions for you to deploy your system. So, again, thank you all to all of you who've shown the willingness to learn, who are sharing with each other. What goes around comes around, giving that knowledge. It's helped me. I was mentored. I'm mentoring so many traders all over the world. You guys know I have a private group called the Roundtable, which is open to people who come to me for mentorship, who I mentored either through the Storehouse set of videos that I've made, or who come to me for one-to-one training. When you come and you have that knowledge base, and there's a lot of free material already, which basic, even on the internet, there's so much information about supply and demand. Some of it is right, some of it is learned. Um, Not all of it is useful, but then that's where you need to make sure you get the right information and have a deeper understanding of what you're doing, and it'll serve you well. It served me well, it served my students well. You guys know um, Moneyball Austin. Shout out to Austin. Austin became a student of mine about 3 years ago. Now Austin is running his own group as well. This is what is possible. He's traveling around the world, trading and enjoying life. I'm still trying to get him to get a girlfriend, but hey. So that's what we got. I want you guys to progress. I want you to be successful. Um, what I don't like is not people who are not willing to put in the work. Um, it's imperative that we understand the characteristics that will be required to be successful as supply and demand traders. We have to be persistent. We have to be self-starters. You will not be given everything on a platter. You have to have a positive mental attitude. And by that I don't mean positive thinking. You have to have a positive mental attitude, meaning that you understand that you are a speculator. You run a business. Your business is that of trading the financial markets using price charts. So every business will go through cycles. Every business will have losing periods. Amazon, the biggest company in the world, just had a losing quarter. Yes, they did. I get deliveries virtually on a daily basis because, we buy a lot of stuff. But yet, all my spending is not enough to make Amazon profitable. Shock, shock. But you get what I mean. Even as business as big as Amazon has had a losing quarter. Does that mean they're suddenly a bad business and they should shut down and they should close shop? No, it's a cycle. Tesla, the one stock everybody has rubbished, has torn down, now is the darling. Tesla rose over 10%, I believe, at some point during the last week when earnings came out, and they beat the market's expectations. So as a small business, you have to have belief. And again, belief by belief, as a psychiatrist, a lot of people talk about beliefs, and I find that it's often very poorly defined. A belief is nothing more than a thought that drives your action. It's more than a thought, but it's not just, oh, I'm thinking this. It's really a thought that actually causes you to act, that drives action. When you believe something, the only way to show people you believe it is by acting on it. So this is what you must have, that all of us must have, and continue to work on. Continue to work on. We're evolving. The markets themselves are evolving, let alone the methodologies we use, the rules we have. Remember, the markets will not give us any rules. We have to make the rules of engagement for ourselves. We have to do that because the markets are in an uncontrolled, untamed environment. Our rules will help us bring order to that chaos. And that is why we need those rules. It's not to hinder us, it's not to, cramp our style and prevent us from making profits. Actually, that discipline that rules give us will give us the freedom that we seek, in freedom in how much money we have, freedom for our time to spend with family, with friends, doing the things we want to do. So discipline with the eventual outcome of freedom of time, freedom of money, freedom of activity, whatever it is that you want to do. The most important thing though is patience, being patient with yourselves, being patient to learn, being patient in working to test your rules, to build that confidence in your system yourself. The way I trade now, for example, is not the way that I traded 10 years ago. It's not the same way that I traded, you know, 8 years ago, 5 years ago. There will always be tweaks. The foundation stays the same. The way that I read the markets stays the same, but there will be tweaks to it, improvements, quality enhancements because of observations that I have made, the experience that I have gained, which sometimes can be hard to put to words because they are my experience. It's hard to describe to somebody else. Some of them are codable, they're codifiable. You can clearly explain it to someone else. I've seen this and this so many times. This is usually the outcome, but I'm talking more of a feel for the market, for the internal experience that you get from being in the market day in, day out for, the last sort of 15 years continuously. Um, so please take all of these things that I'm talking to you guys today to set the foundation for the channel. I should say reset. I know I've gotten a lot of feedback, and thank you to all of you who have subscribed and who continue to request and watch the videos. This is going to be how it is. I don't discuss the pros and cons of other methodologies, but our methodology has its pros and it has its cons. That's the reality. Don't believe anyone who tells you that, supply and demand is everything and there's nothing wrong with it. There are lots of things wrong with it. It's just that the things that are wrong with it are much less than the things that are good with it. And that's the same for every single methodology in the world. There's no two ways about it. Otherwise, everyone would be, billionaires because their methodology was sacrosanct and perfect and no issues. So let's remember what we're doing. This is not a, you know, I don't want to swear, but it's not a pissing contest in the market. It's not yours is bigger than mine or mine is bigger than yours. We're in the markets for one purpose only. One purpose only. And that is to make money. People go on Twitter, they come on trading institutional order flow, and they go on a little bit of a rant. Thankfully, that community is quite supportive, and we try to remove all of those people, those discussions, because it doesn't. How much money does that put into my pocket? Discussing about, supply and demand is the best or supply and demand is rubbish. I'm not interested in that. I'm here to make money. How I look at the markets is based on my experiences, what I've tested, what I've done. And I'm willing to share that as much as possible. There's a lot of free content already, as I said. Okay, so that's my pitch that you guys can see on the screen. If you wanted to contact me, if you wanted more information about the roundtable, some of you have been looking at the website, which has been uh, how shall I say it? It's not a painful exercise, but it's a labor of love trying to get it all right for you guys. Storehouseanalytics.com, and it's almost ready. I'm hoping we can launch it in 2020. But some parts of it are live. I would say to you, don't use it just yet. I do get messages if you sort of, for some of you who've joined the roundtable through it. I had one student join through it this week, but better to contact me so I can send you the full details of the private mentoring program if you're interested in that. If you're not, that's absolutely fine. There's a lot more free content out there as well, that I share. So let me know. Storehouseanalytics@gmail.com if you wanted one-to-one mentoring, if you were more interested in the videos, if you just wanted to ask a question. I usually try to get back to people within 48 hours. Sometimes I'm a bit late because I have a lot going on with work and family, trading institutional order flow, the round table, lots going on at the same time. But it's fun. I've met so many people, so many personalities, and in my line of work, that's something that obviously interests me. So again, a big thank you to all of you. Thank you very much for watching the videos, for sharing them, for subscribing to the channel. Please, when you watch the videos, give it a thumbs up if you like it. If you don't, I hope to do better. Um, let me give me feedback. Email me if you think there are things that we can improve. Something that I've tried and worked on that I hope is beginning to get right is the volume. Some of it because I'm not a professional video maker. I'm a doctor and a psychiatrist and a trader. I don't, making these is taken me so long to get the volume right. It's unbelievable. It's embarrassing. But that's what it is. I'm hoping to improve on the quality of the videos and improve on the content, but it's not going to be my main focus, just so you know. So if as long as you can hear me, and even if it's low sometimes, I hope it's going to stay high from now on. But as long as you can hear me and you can understand the concepts, that's really what I'm interested in. A lot of you who are just more interested in the quality of videos, it's really not the channel for you. It's more a trading channel than a quality quanti what's it content provider kind of thing. No, there's a reason why I do these videos, and it's to give back. Some of you know the story of why I even started this, and those reasons haven't changed. Um, so yeah. Okay, so please give the videos a thumbs up. If you like it, share it with people, point them to the Trading Institutional Order Flow thread on Forex Factory. Share your ideas, and thank you to all of you for the candor you've shown, for the kindness you've shown to each other. Total strangers, I know sometimes the atmosphere on threads on Forex Factory can be quite testy, but we try to keep a level head and make it a supportive community rather than a much more chaotic environment. So, okay, I'm going to end the video here now, and the next one will be where we go into the charts. So I hope I've set the tone for all of you. We will be looking at supply and demand levels. We'll be analyzing the markets and having a lot of fun. Hopefully, we make money along the way as well. All right. Take care, everybody. Trade safe, trade well. Bye for now.